air. Today's highs limited to the upper 50s to low 60s. Dropping down to the mid to upper 30s for tomorrow morning. The frost advisory in effect for Metro Atlanta. Tomorrow, sunshine, high 63.
Right now, 61 in Duluth, 56 in Mableton, and 60 in Locust Grove. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Iaccio, 95 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1, the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Haessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Anders. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. Man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
I gotta tell you, Eric, I am not adjusting to these cold mornings, man. It is cold up there.
Listen, you are... I'm going to change a letter here so that I am in compliance with the FCC. A wussy. It is not what you would call cold. This is refreshing.
No,
this is
ice fall.
Oh, I love it.
No. This is winter.
I love it. I have
Jumped
people
over
working
again.
in the house, and it's great because I can just leave all the HVAC off. They have to work, and so they're not going to complain, right? It's not going to be cold for them. I don't have to turn the heat on for them. Or if it was a few weeks ago, I'd have to turn air conditioning for them. So I like that. I like a good brisk morning. Makes me want to wake up. Makes me want to think. Makes me want to just that. Are you kidding me?
You are attracted to cold. That's
that
what it is.
first cup of coffee when it's kind of cold and snippy. Oh, what do you want? A cup of coffee in the middle of summer?
Yes, absolutely. I want
does
to
that
be
do
hot.
for you?
Want to
Should
get
move to Venezuela if you love the
yeah,
heat so much.
the sweat.
and your communism.
Go back to Olivia.
Yeah.
Out there, yeah.
Back from where you came.
I
Probably
thrive.
dogs.
I thrive in the heat.
Well, okay. Well, this is then you need to move to Miami or something where
Probably.
it never gets cold. I think Florida is calling you. I wouldn't send you all the way down to Venezuela as
Thank you.
Tim wants to.
Thank you.
But
I
perhaps
was gone.
get a radio guy. Maybe we'll engineer a trade.
Oh,
Just
that's a good
trade.
idea.
Florida, Jared. Come on.
Are you the Florida person? I'm not exactly sure.
I'm Florida. Come on, come to me.
Florida
Bobby Hill.
beckons. Florida
I got
beckons.
lots of meth.
You ever been on the Smoking Gun website? Well, your chances go up 3,000% when you move to Florida.
Based out of Miami.
Same things.
We got water you can be on. And we got hot weather.
Zika.
Come on.
Yeah. Come on.
Come on. Let go.
I have a little bit of a complaint. I'm in a good mood, so I don't need to think I'm in some sort of ranty, terrible mood. I'm not.
Today is your day. It's National Bosses Day.
Am I? I'm not anybody's boss.
Sure you are. You're
I'm
the
the
show.
I'm the
It's your
for-
show.
I'm the foreman.
Okay.
Like I have the power, I think, to get anybody kicked off the show, but I don't have the power to fire. If you have the power to fire people, you're not the boss. So consider me low tier middle management, 4-person.
Gotcha.
Shop. I'm on the shop floor.
He doesn't see us.
But he hears us.
He hears us.
I'm with you. I'm one of you. I just make a bit more money. That's all. That's the only difference. There's
A
no
bit.
rank difference.
We need some
is that,
equity.
is that I make a little bit more money. That's all. That's all. But we are basically all fireable by the same people. So I am not the boss. But I'll tell you that, man, can I just speak to the IRS for a moment? You know, it is okay. You got a little racket going on, and it's been going on for a very long time. But still, customer service should be something, you know. And you know, I get it. You got the power and whatever. So I get this letter from the IRS. It couldn't be more cryptic and unexplaining of what's going on. What I want to say to the IRS is, can you please understand that every citizen of the United States is not an expert on tax law? So when you send something to them and say, hey, there's a problem, and we think this is the remedy, And here's the reason. And I'm telling you, the reason of what they explained to this letter might as well have been written in a foreign language. It was like touching on things, but never being too specific. It's like when you get kicked off of like somebody from social media and you don't know why. They're like, yeah, we changed your status. We sent a letter to your employer. Using language like, we sent them a lock-in letter. You know what that
What
is?
is a lock-in letter? I have no idea.
So they're changing my status, and I have no idea. The way that I'm reading
Like a
this,
silver medallion to a gold medallion?
yeah, I'm going gold to silver, I think. The upshot is they want more hours to sit around and wait for you to pick up the call. Maybe I'll do that. Hours to sit around and wait for you to pick up the call. Maybe I'll do that.
Oh, your call's important to him, though, Eric.
So now
Come
I
on.
gotta take it to somebody that I just be like, what is this? I have no idea. That's the best. Like, and if this, that, or the other thing, you could be fined. It's like, that's great. There's 5 pages here. Could somebody in English tell me what the problem is? And it looks to me like what they've changed it to is absurd. I think they've told the company that I now am single or something. I have no idea.
Can
It's
you
a
read what it says? Do you have it?
do I have it? It's about the W-4. So I guess that's what your employer uses to figure out how much they're going to take out of your paycheck.
I
But
believe
do
that's
we-
W-4 now.
You
But
fill
we-
it out when you get hired.
Okay, yeah, and so the thing that they changed it to, it says single in
Is it real, you think?
Yeah, it's real.
What if it's fake? What if it's a scam?
Oh, he's opening up the briefcase now. It's getting real.
There's no scam element to it. I mean, what could they get out of
Well,
me? I haven't.
But because you're going to send them, like, fill in your information so they get your new information? Like, you need to confirm your identity. blah, blah, blah.
First thing, I'll just get in touch with the company and say, hey, did they send you a lock-in letter? And I think it's for this year. They want to do is they want to say that we haven't been taking enough money from you. So yeah, I know this is boring at this point, but you did ask.
It's not.
So
It's interesting.
it's they put in there what my new stats was, and where is it?
It does here a lock. Do you want a lock-in letter's definition here?
Yes.
It says if the IRS determines an employee does not have enough withholding, the IRS will send a lock-in letter stating the
Oh.
maximum number
Only
of
give the
withholding.
federal government like $90,000 a year.
Yeah, so you gotta
Not
get more.
enough.
That's basically what it
No,
says.
hey, there are foreign wars. Hey, there are people on the other side of the world that we're not able to kill right now because of your W-4, Mr.
It's going to go
Hess.
to Sunsky over there.
It's a lucky letter. Make sure that you take enough out for us.
What a fun thing that says.
Oh, it says the employee must. Okay, for example, if the IRS lock-in letter states that the employee must file as if they are single with no dependents.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm.
This is dumb.
I mean, and,
Throw it away. I would do.
I'm
Just
not
no
gonna-
pension.
I think that this comes. It's got my. I'm gonna at least talk
That's a
to some
problem
people
for
about it.
tomorrow's, Eric.
No, because what if they do
right.
it? What if they do it? And then I'm not good with money. I don't really look at it. I mean, I'm not bad with money either, but I'm not interested in it, so I don't.
Do you still have a tax expert? And you have interesting connections with your tax expert.
expert.
Let's not get into the people who do my taxes over the last few years.
I
All
say
right,
that
is
as
it
a no,
20?
then.
Let's put
is
it this way: a high-profile thing that you've read about. That was my guy. So now I'm kind of walking in the wilderness. And the IRS telling me I'm suddenly single.
Go to your old H&R Block or something
But
like
you know
that.
what's going to
Bring
be
that-
is they're going to try to get this company to steal money from me, and I'm going to have to get lawyers and whatever to prove that I'm married for
Is it
30 years.
2801C, a 2808C?
Oh, what, the letter?
Yeah, 2800C.
Oh, my goodness. This is not good radio.
Nobody wants a 2800C.
No.
Oh, no.
It's all means
Oh,
something
no.
bad.
Oh,
You want
bless
the
it.
08C, if anything. Right in the middle.
I don't know. This is boring radio. I'm sorry I brought it up. But
No, it's not.
I just
I'm
get
just-
across
maybe
the.
someone out there is having the same problem.
My
I just
point
throw it
too,
out.
if there anybody at IRS, don't put a thing where you're supposedly explain to the person what the problem is and why this is a new arrangement. If you're not going to do it in English, that the average person, I'm sure that what I read yesterday could have been put in terms for somebody who doesn't know tax law. To base, I have zero understanding.
Call
Oh.
in. Open the phone line
No, I'm not going
to our tax our,
Yeah.
our tax listeners.
If there's any IRS person out there, or not, I shouldn't say that because those are government workers. I'll keep my hands off of that. Any accountant types that
Yeah, from like
know
H&R
what this
Block or
is.
somebody, yeah.
But if it says single, are they actually trying to make me? That would cost me a lot of money if suddenly I was seen as single.
When you started working here, was your son still living at home?
Yes,
Maybe that hasn't
Did
changed.
you change it?
I guess
So you were claiming him as a
no,
dependent.
but I wasn't claiming him. At least I was telling my guy not to claim him. That
Yeah,
might
but
have had something
maybe
to
you
do
have to
with.
change the.
My guy's
the-
in jail now, so I don't know.
Well, still working, probably.
You could still file the paperwork underneath the cell.
No,
Put it cake.
Oh my God, though! But good luck getting in touch with people
That's what
through
I'm
the
saying.
company because it's not what it used to be because it's like this weird corporation thing and you like ask a generic email like ask HR and then they're like
Yeah.
we don't know, you should call this person.
Well, I think
Okay,
that well, they
cool.
hired a bunch of HR people and then they got rid of like a year later. So
Yeah,
I don't know what
yeah.
that department looks like. There's a place up on the second floor. It used to be like whole hey,
it's
what was it
bustling
called?
and
Bustling,
bustling.
yes.
People's whatever. People's
People
solutions.
Solutions, and then that changed to HR. And
Well, now it just says law. You walk, it just says law. No, it says legal.
Yes.
As you walk by, and there's nobody that you can't see anybody in there.
We had such a nice lady that used to be in charge of HR
That's
here.
all you need. It's all
I
you
know,
need. At
just
any
very
radio
sweet.
station, is you need
Yeah.
1-2 HR people. That's all. You don't need a department. It's ridiculous. And it's happening to a lot of corporations now that they're getting rid of this stuff. You know, after
why?
well, the reason is you can only afford to have so many people who produce nothing on your budget, on your on your staff. If you got 15 people in HR, that's at least 13 that are producing absolutely nothing. 2 are doing the work. So after a while, they only did
Oh
it
my
for
gosh,
appearances
look,
to begin with.
I got it.
Yes.
Sorry, the IRS sends the 2801C lock-in letter to the employee. This
Yeah.
letter states that the employee has claimed an exemption status that is incorrect or has more dependents they're allowed to claim.
Oh,
so that's what Tim was
no.
saying.
So
that
it's my
you've-
son?
Through the company, you've been saying that you have a dependent, but you don't
Well,
anymore.
how the hell was I supposed to know that? Really?
Well, you're
I'm
supposed
to know.
like be
I'm
in a
supposed to
job for
know.
so long. You're supposed to change that stuff.
I have no idea.
You know what, that's
My son moves out of the house and goes to college or whatever, and I'm supposed to know, oh, I'm to change that W-4 status. I have no idea.
exactly what somebody would say who's guilty. Of course, they're trying to throw us off the scent here as
Oh,
it speaks
yeah,
for the
don't
company
die.
here. I see what you're
First
doing.
of all, this has nothing
Easy
to do.
oversight.
This has nothing to do with the company.
It is,
They're
yeah.
just being told what to do.
Right.
We think you're single. If you're not single after all this tax trouble, you might be single.
We want you
Oh,
to be
wait, made it. Okay, now I'm getting it. Then if that's what it is, and I was supposed to
Yeah.
change that, and I didn't know, the word single probably applies to my wife, and that's the dependent. But we file jointly.
Yeah, that doesn't make
So
any sense.
anyway, enough of my business.
I don't know.
You know what? Let's just make this easy. I'll give you my social security number, and everybody out there, just go do the work for me. That should.
Okay.
Of course, exactly.
That's,
They're good people here in Atlanta.
You only have 30 days.
I know. I don't know. Whatever. Why can't they just do it? I don't understand. Just you do it.
Oh boy, you have to do it. You have to do it.
Yeah, this is what bothers me. It angered me after I got this letter yesterday. It is, first of all, in the Constitution, it says in all cases you are innocent until proven guilty. And with the IRS, they allege something and you have to prove yourself innocent. I don't like that as just sort of a general thing. But also, the system that says every citizen of the country must be a tax expert. That's not... some people just don't focus on things like that. Me, when it comes to money, I like the fact that I have enough. And then I don't think about it. The only time I think about money is when I don't have it. So I'm in a situation where I don't have a lavish lifestyle. So I have enough money pretty much for the things that I want to do. In my life, in my brain, the way it works, good. Success has been achieved. Success. You no longer have to think about money. And then you have the government coming, oh, I know you're up to something.
Oh, it's wild. It's wild. Like we don't know how to do our taxes, especially if they're just like a teensy more complicated than, just one job and nothing
Yeah.
else happens. And then you get in trouble. You get in big trouble.
Yeah.
And they owe you. That's fine. They can owe you for however long they want to owe you.
And drag
You
it
can't
out.
call them on the phone because when I've called to call about like federal taxes before, and it rings and rings and rings. You go through like a little menu. Sometimes it rings and rings and rings, and then just is like beep beep beep.
Oh, yeah, goodbye.
Like hangs up,
Ring time is over now.
expired.
Well,
yeah.
expired.
I
yeah.
would suggest
And
you
then I've gone through the menus, and it also is like it just goes boop. Like nothing is done properly and to handle anything. And then you're in trouble for not handling
Yeah.
it. Like they're not handling
Yeah,
it.
first of all, what we have figured out about what my situation was, it seems to me the fact that we figured it out means that they could have explained it in such a way that I would have just read it and understood it.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit later I have this here, so a little later read what he said to me was the problem, and telling you it might as well have been written in another language. You don't IRS, you don't write if you're talking to tax experts or accountants or lawyers. You write as if, I would say maybe 7th to 9th grade level words that everybody knows that has maybe gotten through 9th grade.
Wait, so
USA Today, not Scientific American.
Thank you.
Sorry, Jerry.
I mean, you'd have to be an expert to figure out. There's so much in their explanation. I can see this is really bad explaining, and one thing one way you can recognize when something is being explained poorly is there just seems to be a hole in the middle of it. Like, I don't know what you're explaining. You never identify exactly what the problem is.
Don't you feel like it's somewhat intentional, though? Because you know that with the election coming up, right, that whoever wins, either there's going to be more IRS agents or there's going to be less IRS
Right.
agents.
What do you think? It's trying to get it in case Trump gets in
Well,
there?
the reason why you use that language is so that way they can justify having their position, right? Because if they write it in such a way where it's like, oh, nobody can understand
Oh,
this,
there's that. Yeah.
then it's in a
And that's
way
fine
creating
for,
job
that's
security.
fine for, I guess, but look, they're government workers. You have job security. We now have more, I think we have more government workers than private employees
I believe
at this
it.
point. It's insane. So, I don't know.
Need a union.
Oh, yes, they're pensioned.